Yo. All right. Thanks for hanging out in my waiting room. Waiting around and shit. What's up, world? All right, here we go. All systems are set. Yo, what's up, world? What's up, cyberspace? How's it going, internet land? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer, coming back again with another one of these crypto videos about the crypto world, aka we talking about Zen. That's the only shit that exists. Everything else is kind of just like in the background, existing alongside us as we build our quantum world. But yeah, man, yo, today is April 29th. We got one more day left in April. It's 2025. We're getting into May. Halfway through the year, basically, just round up. All right, we on the 5 side now. So, you know, 5th month in the 25th year of the millennium. And it's feeling good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Spring is outside. I'm enjoying it all. Oh, that's outside. Wait, what the fuck? Where's that banging coming from? We got the wind blowing. Motherfuckers working outside, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, new beginnings, new things are happening. And I'm feeling really good about today's market per usual. So let's just jump into it. Let's just talk about it. So yeah, I mean, Zen it's doing its thing that it's doing, you know, it's just sitting there. I don't really expect a move. We've been talking about this in Zen. Zen is not going to move until Jack tells people to move, because they're not going to move until Jack tells them to move. So don't really expect, you know, again, don't really expect, hold on. Shit hot as hell. My microphone was hot. I'm sorry, I could hear it redlining. Big red. I need a 10 pack of ketchup, respectfully. Why? Oh, don't forget the hash browns. Oh, bacon. Oh, okay. Y'all over here making a deli order. I'm like, what? The 10 pack of ketchups? Damn. You need to catch up at the cribbo. But yeah, so Zen, I'm not really worried about on Ethereum. And plus, the problem with Zen on Ethereum, there's a problem with Zen on Ethereum, right? There's a big problem with Zen on Ethereum, but we just deal with it because it exists in the quantum space, right? The problem with ETH, there's a lot of resistance to make it, which doesn't drive inflation, which makes it This makes it very staggy. All right, stagnation is bad. You want inflation. Inflation is good. Okay, inflation is good. It keeps coins moving, and we're seeing that on CBZen. So it is kind of a mind fuck. If you're not in the Zen world, then you only know probably about Ethereum Zen. But we do have CBZen and the rest of, you know, a whole bunch of other ones. But we got, BZen up 20%. Wow. Which is kind of, I mean, it makes sense. I was looking at BZen yesterday too, because I saw that it was like up and shit. And I was like, yeah, this makes sense because I'm not going to mint it. But I'm also not going to go over there and buy it to burn. Now, the only reason, there's only a few reasons to do this. And that's why it's a solo journey, my nomads. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? So the game wants to be on your favorite chain. And hopefully you're on a chain with not a lot of competition. So people who had Binance, technically, you don't have any competition over there. The G rank super low. Like, it's not even in the conversation of Zen. Like, Binance Zen, like, nobody, I mean, maybe my Asians. That's where I'm like, yo, my Asians, they love Binance. Like, we love Coinbase here in America. So this could be 100% Asian activity, and we wouldn't even know it because we're over here on the Western side. So I got stakes. Like, I got a little bit of Zen on every chain just so I can have it for the pump. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got like exposure. Like, my exposure is on Ethereum and on CBZen. That's where I expose risk in Zen world, right? Because the game is going to be about burning. So your exposed risk realistically is going to be on how much of the Zen you can obtain. And if you understand Zen, you know it's created from the native coin. So once you go away from Ethereum, you're literally like jumping dimensions. You're jumping into Binance dimension. So okay, you can go and chase the XNT on Binance, but you're in that dimension. You're at the mercy of that world, whatever is happening over there. And, you know, I think it's best to be experienced, right? Have the coin already rather than venture and try to nomad it. But you got to do what you got to do. If you got to learn, you got to learn. I did it already too. We did it 2 years ago. We went on every single chain. We understood it. And that's why I've believed the pro philosophy on Zen is to consolidate your exposure, not to be overexposed. Because again, it's not the game. You know how people be saying like, oh, you need to diversify your portfolio. Man, I hate that fucking word or that like phrase in crypto. It's just so stupid. Like, bitch, on my computer, I got hella apps. That's crypto. You're going to have hella apps. To diversify your portfolio really is to just understand which OS you want to be on. Because why do you need to keep fragmenting your portfolio, right? Either you got a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of Ethereum, and then another one. That's it. That's at least my philosophy. And I've been doing pretty all right since 2015, right? I had a lot of Bitcoin, then I turned it into Ethereum, and now I've been kind of like a free agent. I've been trying to figure it out, like, because it does feel like ETH is not the next 10 years of crypto, and I'm still a young man, okay? Might be uncle, but at the same time, it's lit right now. So I'm feeling really good about the whole situation of the next 5 to 10 years in crypto, especially the maturity that is going to happen throughout these next 5 years, and how, again, Zen as a vehicle is an amazing way to expose yourself to different parts of crypto, right? Instead of leveraging. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a salesman or anything. I'm just saying you could believe in whatever you want to believe in, but they all do the same thing. They're just really expensive password compilers. Okay, that's all they do. All right, you got a private key, and then you put it through this stupid thing, and then this stupid thing gives you another stupid thing. Okay, so it's not complicated what blockchain is. I think what's the most complicated part of it all is really finding somewhere you can stay. And Zen helps you in that magnitude of understanding where you are in crypto. So go explore definitely in Zen. That's why I'm not trying to knock. Be Zen, bro. Go over there. There's Asians, they waiting, but $173 in volume on a 20% pump does not make me horny. So let's look if we can find like a better volume. Maybe there's a better volume world out there. Damn, crypto bruh about to upgrade to Uncle Bruh. Man, I've been Uncle Bruh for like 14 years now because my little niece. But it's like funny because like now I be getting in like arguments with 20-year-olds that actually have a voice because they adults now. And then like they have like history. They're like, I got 25 years of history. And it's like such a weird time in my world, like looking at someone 10 years younger than you and being like, I remember having that thought in my head. Like the maturity game is crazy. And it's just very unique for me because I'm a millennial. So we're dealing with like bipolar, whatever. I forget the word. It's weird. It's like we had a world that was analog. And then throughout the course of our adulthood, world has become digital. So you meet like, it's just crazier, you know, like, I mean, in this face world, like, it's not like chat world in the beginning when you didn't know who you were really talking to. Everybody was a screen name, but now you like have voices and visuals. It's such a different social game currently. And that's why, again, I think like millennials were really living through this weird experience where we remember what it was like when things were analog and before there was a trend media. Like everybody kind of was off of the trend. Everybody was kind of just doing their own thing, you know. Martin Lawrence movies and shit like that. Eddie Murphy movies and shit like that. Like now it's just like 100 gorillas versus a man. And everybody gets it, you know. That's the shit I hate. Like this is what I mean by like today's world is like funny. You'll go head to head with some young person and then that's what they're on. They're on like 100 gorillas versus a man because they only got access to the fucking tip of the iceberg rather than like where we are. Like I feel like if this was 10, 20 years ago and I'm in my 30s, I would have to be in a library or like in a club to get as much knowledge as you can obtain like right now at your fingertips. So this is a very special time. And that's why, again, I don't feel like I'm turning into Uncle Bruh. But yeah, and especially in the Zen world, people still need to seek and destroy. But do it smart, you feel me? Like, don't do it kind of dumb. Okay, here we go. This is the right one. Oh, they moved over to a Uniswap pool. Oh, this one's been alive. I wonder why I don't have it. It's weird it's not on my list. It's weird it's not on my list. So here, I'm going to take this one off. Because I guess the pools have moved. So now the pool is over on Uniswap. And on Uniswap, yeah, we got $2,000 worth of volume. So things are going to switch up on my list here. I constantly have to keep updating it. Yeah, Binance is sneaking up. Man, I was looking at the wrong chart. That shit look dead as hell. Y'all see Vitalik movie on Apple TV? Yeah, actually, I watched it, and but don't watch it on Apple TV. I bought it on Apple TV and had to get a refund because it was skipping too much. And then I learned that Apple TV has a really bad relay system on any documentary films. So if it's like indie, you want to go to Amazon. Watch it on Prime and you'll get your money's worth. But yeah, fuck Apple for the indie shit. They only good for the things that they make. They only good for the things that they make. Yo, yeah, BZN's ready to go. I'm not on Binance, but if you got some Binance, why not turn it into BZN? It's better than it anyways. Yeah, let's see the 24 hours. Yeah, we got BZN and then we got Polygon up 7%, doing its thing. CBZen up 6%, Phantom Zen up 6%, Optimism Zen up 5%, and then the honorary mentions down below. I mean, again, this is why you got to figure out where you want to be. Every day is going to be the same thing. Where do I want to be in the Zen world so I can obtain the most from it? Now the profits. That's what's crazy about crypto right now too. in crypto, everybody's hyper focused on making profits. I don't know why. Like, it's like, oh, I got to get into crypto and like, I got to make money off this technology, which makes sense. But it makes more sense if you're like making the tech. And maybe that's just because I crossed over, right? Zen is a crossover tool too. Like, you can go from being just someone who uses cryptocurrencies to being someone who's actually developing. So like, if you have a niche for wanting to be a developer, you should be in Zen 100%, because that's where the next group of people will be. Like, they're not gonna like be in like Titan X like type shit, or like, or anywhere, you know. Like, I don't think they're gonna be in like Sui. I don't even think they're gonna be in Aptos, because everyone's gonna be in Solana, so they're gonna instantly come to X1. And then when they come to X1, they're gonna find out about Zen, and they're gonna skip all the learning about Zen and just gonna get straight to work. Because again, Zen is a utility, so there's a lot of ways for you to use it with your idea to bring in community. You know, again, to kind of bring your idea to life, because that's the hardest part of crypto, is making a community and being able to ship products. We've shipped many products to the Zen community, and they're still doing pretty well. I mean, that's why, shout out to Emoji Dracula. It's on a tiny pullback right now, still pulling back. We'll see where it lands. You know, I'm watching it, but yeah, this is a very successful project. Like, everybody's meme coin goes to zero, but not this one. But it will never get recognition for that, because it's a Zen coin and Zen coins go to zero. But like, it's like, bro, look at this shit is real. Like, this is a real fucking coin, right? Same with like Zencat. Zencat is special. I mean, Zencat and Emoji Dracula are both have broken the barrier of what people believe Zen world is. So, again, I think we have proof of concepts out. Even Potato Vampire, it's still kicking. Don't count it out. It never went to zero, right? So yeah, Zen projects are up, bro. I had the X-Burn up. X-Burn is still doing really well. Market cap is now at 20,000, so it's slowly growing, turning into a stable coin. Do not buy this unless you want to. Now, what the notion of buying X-Burn is that it needs to find parity with the peg. Now, we haven't explained the next phase because we want to not do that yet. You're going to find out about it very soon. Sparks will fly. We're going to keep hinting at the ideology that sparks will fly. And well, let me turn this down. They're about to start bumping outside. Fuck. This door, bro. Or not door, window. Hold up. Man, it's beautiful outside, bro. God damn, it's beautiful out there. But it sounds like somebody's working on something. They about to start bumping a radio. Gotta close the door. What up, Quantum Architect? Yes, sir. We the D-Gens. I think like the Zenian D-Gens are like the chaos builders. Like, it's like, or like the artists during the Renaissance that were like, yo, let's paint on everything. Let's change everything, you know? That's kind of the vibe I get from the Zen world, from the D-Gens. Instead of chancing their dollars with the next doggy coin, you're really chancing your dollars with the potential of being part of the biggest, next generation blockchain. We haven't even talked about X1, but X-Burn, your number one portal from base chain to X1, and I'm sure there'll be other ones that show up, but this one is going to be really good. It's community driven. It's the first of its kind. And yeah, again, it's already burned 69 trillion. Actually, let me refresh this just to make sure we got the most up-to-date stats on this. Okay, yeah, now we back at it. So we got 70 trillion Zen has been burned. Yes, sirree. This is the biggest grossing burner in Zen world ever. And it's only been 9 fucking days. We don't need no accolades. just keep burning your Zen, and that's how you can show support to this notion. But essentially, people are like, yo, should I buy X burn? Like, what should I do here? And I honestly have not been buying it. I'm dumping it. Now, I'm not dumping at all. Like, I have a strategy where it has definitely a good amount in this liquidity pool, because why wouldn't you be getting trading fees while everybody else is dumping? Especially in CBZen, because now I'm getting more CBZen for personal burn. And that's what it's all about, right? You're supposed to be using the X burn as a utility coin for your Zen world. So if you don't really see any value in your Zen world, you probably won't see any value in the X burn. And it's all by design. So yeah, if you're feeling friction because you're like, I don't understand this thing because I want to make money off of it, it's another one of those Jack Levin things, not made by Jack Levin, but made by the community, where it's 100% about Zen, right? You need to use this to maximize your Zen. Maximize your Zen. Maximize your Zen. Okay. So like the title says, how do I burn my Zen for X1? There's many different ways to do it. The most common that everybody likes is DBZen. I used to talk about this one all the time. I got an interview with the creator DBZen. So yeah, this one came out in 2023. It was the very first one of its kind. Essentially has a lot of different features. Has DBZeNFTs. It has Xenon. I haven't tried these in a while. I know that they had bugs at one point, and that's, I haven't really talked about DBZen because I fell off. I won't lie, I fell off of DBZen when they had hella bugs, and it kind of was like, oh, okay, nobody's monitoring this, and it's done a great job. 10 trillion Zen burned on Ethereum. Overall, I mean, they've burned quite a bit. I think on like EVMOS, the Zenians over there burned like 800, something crazy. What the fuck was that number? Bro, this shit is crazy over here on EVMOS. Y'all did some crazy data over there, man. The research and development for that shit just to go poof is insane. solXEN Doge up next. I gotta get my SPV as well. Yeah, yo. Order over chaos. You know what I'm talking about, Quantum Architect? We got the opposite of the 222, the more numerology driven 222. The scarier one. But yeah, there's a lot of controlled chaos in Zen World. But it's all on purpose. I mean, like, all the technology is like controlled chaos. Because they just give out a little bit, and then they're like, all right, guys, do something wild with it. So yeah, 843 billion on CoZen was burned. And they still, damn. I need to see how many transactions they made. Currently right now, CBZen has the most transactions out of all the Zen chains. So at every single Zen chain, CBZen has the most. And you would think it would be a chain with the most G ranks and the most supply, but they don't have other things going on. Like, they don't have other things happening that add to their transactional count. So CBZen, it has 222 million transactions on base chain. Everything else is like underneath that. It's like under, like, I think Phantom was the highest one I could find. Maybe it was Phantom, I forget. But yeah, if you want to be on the most active Zen chain, you want to be on base chain. You don't want to be anywhere else. No hate. Bruh, question for you and the community. How many of y'all here are business owners? Why don't anyone here agree to accept CBZen at the counter for their company? Give CBZen a utility. Yeah, I mean, think of it like this. we're at a weird pivot point in Zen where we might need to change the way we think about like the future of Zen. And you can have two different split personalities on this. Like I have a split personality on it, and the stronger personality right now is that X1 is the destination. So like theoretically, if you had a business and you were saying, I want to take cryptocurrency, it might be, you know, more advantageous to wait until there is an X1 chain and then take whatever X1 token is, or, you know, whatever that is, whatever the next version is. But you could also have this personality where you believe that Zen will outlive its narrative, right? Its narrative is that it's burned for X1 chain. Jack said that they're not going to burn Zen for X1 forever. So that's the critical, I guess you could say, quantum unpredictable thing that you might not want to set yourself up for, which is, you know, where it's the year 2028 and they stop burning Zen for X1 chain. And yeah, and now you're like, oh, we've built all these systems around Zen, and like now, you know, our systems aren't as strong as the Jack 11, right? That's what you're going to be. Our competition is basically like, if you're building on Zen, your Jack 11's competition, but we can all work together if we follow the same mission, right? The mission is fair principles and fair crypto. So as long as you're making fair products, you know, there's going to probably be no competition. It's all actually just mind share at that point. Like, who's got the best idea that's bringing in all the Zen. So it's really hard to predict on that side, you know, like believing that this is going to be here for 10 years. Because it could just be a big ass distribution for X1 chain. And the later years of Zen is for the community to give it momentum. And if, again, right now the community is like, it's too fragmented. And the pro users are definitely in the X1 world. They have no plans of building with Zen. They're going to build burners. They're not going to build DeFi. Maybe they'll see the benefit and build DeFi because they're Zenians, and they go, hey, we can use Zen to burn for this, then we can build this on top of that, and then we can leverage X1 and yada yada yada, right? You can go do your own shit. That's how the meetings go, though, right? We're gonna leverage X1, yada yada yada. And that's why it's sad to see blockchains like EVMOS on their blockchain level, because that's the only way you can get kicked out is if the blockchain quits, right? The blockchain might have to quit because it doesn't financially, or it isn't stable, essentially. Because maybe they have the finances, but the stability over time it's not possible. So. And that's truth. Like, blockchains are expensive, bro. Like, you're basically saving data in the cloud and killing energy. You're just wasting energy. So yeah, like that's kind of like my 2 cents on that. Like, I hope we get people who want to take it as Tinder, but then at the same time, like, I hope like, you know, it's just critical. I hope we're not dealing with, yeah, I just hope we're not dealing with like an end all be all. Because then that will tell you why you got to go to X1, why you got to change your mentality today so that you can start your journey to be not as attached to your Zen coins, right? And attachment to Zen is also very philosophical in its own, because it depends on how much you like crypto. I do believe at that point. I see a lot of people talk about Zen with passion because they love crypto, but I don't see them talk about Zen with logic because they don't understand crypto. So they'll talk about it, how much they like it, how much it's changed them, But then if you're like, well, how will predict the future using the metrics, and then no one's really gonna be able to regurgitate the G rank. Like, I haven't heard anyone say that shit. Sometimes I'll be listening on the spaces, like in the fucking hidden thing, just to hear where y'all are, because I know that most people aren't running the race at the same speed. And there's nothing against anyone like that. That's just actually the weeding of weak hands. Some people in crypto think weeding of weak hands is people selling. It's actually mind share. You really want mind share to fall off, because then you get to like a place where it's so concentrated in consciousness that it's fucking loud. Like right now, X1 validator chat is loud as fuck. They're crushing it over there because they're bouncing ideas. Today they came up with this ideology, and I don't know if it's gonna happen, so you gotta wait to see. But they're talking about launching solXEN on top of X1. So if you want to get early access to this, keep your ear to the internet, because they're just talking about, I don't know if there could be extra rewards or something. I don't believe that incentive matters. Really what it is to run the load test on, they've been running tests. They've been running load tests, and essentially they need some ambiguity, because you can only do so much with a load test, and you need more computers for more load. So like, why not kind of like introduce people, so then that way that's the load, because they're already ready, and basically the concept is to break X1, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to break consensus right now, and it's doing pretty fucking good. Let me see this contract. Can I see? Damn, man, this thing sucks. This is like Phantom. Phantom treats Zen like it doesn't exist. Man, this shit has been off for a minute. Maybe this is the wrong address. Hold up, let me see. Where's Eve Moss? Does this show transactions? Oh, okay, yeah, this does. Yeah, 4,000 transactions. So yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. This stuff really says a lot about where we are in Zen. There's nobody using Zen. For the last 2 years, it's actually been a very big experiment, and the only people who were wrecked was like anybody who took a chance on ETH. Like, if you buy ETH, yeah, you got fucking wrecked. But the user, like the real Zen user, is embedded in this G rank, and they burn a shit ton. Like, that's the story of everybody who is a day one whale. The day one whales, because again, I'm your boy Crypto, bro. I started as a 10-day mentor. I minted for day one for 10 days with 10 wallets, thinking I was gonna make an impact in Zen. And then I sold the Zen, and I made like nothing really in profit. So I was whatever about it. I didn't really get into Zen until the xeNFTs, because I didn't trust coin tools. I was very naive in 2022. I couldn't read smart contracts like I can today. And also what I've realized in this future, right, 2025 future, smart contract logic has become much more readable than the past. So in the past, if you've also looked at a smart contract and felt like, yo, this shit is hard as fuck to read, it's because it used to really be hard to read. It wasn't for us to read, it was for the computer to read. But now we got, like, I guess, AI tools and more, I think just like with the whole Next.js and file structuring, it just looks like people are getting better at code or organization, right? It's just the future. So yeah, like I was naive on that. Then I got into Zen like December 2022, right when xeNFTs came out, and that's kind of where my journey starts. Because I could bulk mint and I could participate without having to follow the trend, right? I'm using Fair Crypto's products. So this is where what I'm trying to get at and say is the user in Zen lives in the G rank, because once they got access to it, they're the ones that inflated it. That's why it's not inflated on Ethereum, because none of us care to inflate it. No one gives a fuck, because again, the gas is unpredictable. That's always the narrative. Even though gas has gotten cut in half, people still don't want to mint ETHZen, which means they don't care about it. And that's supposed to be the biggest Zen. Like out of all the Zens, right? Like ETHZen is supposed to be the one, but it struggles the most, right? CBZen is I'm telling you, that's the case study. Like smart Zen money is buying CBZen. They're not getting involved in anything else because it's too risky. You can see it from the way that it's being laid out, and the future of X1 is strong. So you don't want to be caught putting hella time into something that doesn't get to reap the X1 benefit. So, right, like if you've been in Phantom this whole time, you don't get to reap the X1 benefit. If you've been in EVMOS, you don't get to reap the X1 benefit. But it's okay because they didn't have that many people over there anyways. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like 4,000 or 40,000 transactions, there's not that many people over there, right? But they blew the G rank up. Right. So how does that add up? Like how does EVMOS G rank higher than base, and base has millions of transactions? Millions. Okay, wait. Well, I guess right here it's 94, not millions. It's when you flip it over to the actual contract. Then you'll see the transfers, 122. And this is because like every pool, every time somebody calls the CBZen token, they call it the contract. So that's why it's like, yo, this contract has hella transfer calls. And this is hard to do. I want to see you create one and do this. That's why also what's fascinating about what do you call it? Zenburn is this notion that it's becoming deeper in the liquidity with CBZen, so it's kind of taking on its identity with CBZen. And this is like, again, very important. LOL, I see these fools. The Sins Lab people are they're hooking themselves up. They're trying to get webbed into the world. That shit is so crazy. It's funny though. It's funny to watch everybody respond to this shit. They're like, oh, I gotta start moving. Damn, is nobody burning X burn? Yeah, here we go. There's an X burn. X burn. So yeah, you see X burn is up to 93 holders. And when you look at the contract of the token, it's almost to 10,000 transfers. So this is another reason why, like, again, Zen is awesome. You can release a project and then boom, you're going to have holders and transfers. So if you're someone who's building projects and you keep stumbling on this thing where it's like, hey, there's nobody here. Like I make something for 4 to 5 months and it's gone. Right. It's like, yo, maybe you want to design with Zen, because now you can figure out how to utilize that burn correctly. That's CB Labs people. I need to know who they are, because now I see them on the contract using some weird ass shit. They're like moving over from somewhere. They're moving in. I don't understand them because they send Zen to a dead address. I really wish I could understand that part. Can anybody make that make sense? Like, why do they need to send Zen to a dead address? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. I'm just chilling. Great response. That being said, what are your thoughts to build on Xenium? XEN builders to give block utility. So like, I mean, I've kind of talked about this one too in previous streams. But like XNM, it's kind of like a security stack. What okay, here's my idea. So this is my idea, and I'll just share it because you guys are here and it's whatever. Like this the real Zen. This the real Zen space. Where the ideas get wonky. But I've already thought about like taking the what do you call it? The stack, and you can embed your own token and your own logic. So as long as you're like calling the difficulty oracle of xenblocks.io, you could essentially fork a new world of oracle like tokens, because you could just change the mining. I mean, again, you would probably want to, I don't know, you would have to gain trust from everybody, because they'll have to be like, who the fuck are you, you know? But you could essentially fork it, stay on the difficulty. So you're not necessarily, I guess it's like a soft fork. You're not like totally changing it. You're just adding to the difficulty, right? Now your cluster of nodes is going to help the security of XNM, and makes it harder for everyone to mine, right? Now people have to bring more power to make more XNM. So like for a builder who has a business, maybe you want to offer that style. That's kind of like where my angle is going to be. Like I envision a store that has like the node in the back, and the node is helping finance the store, right? And how the operator of the store utilizes the node is another form of income, because they already have business Wi-Fi, right? One of the hardest things to get as a person is fast, high-speed internet. So there'd be no better reason than to use like actual businesses to become nodes, become operators, become part of the whole system. So that's kind of where my angle or my thought is on the whole situation. And that's why it probably is going to take some time to get there, because stores don't have like IT guys for the fucking node. What the fuck? Like stores are just getting like customer service reps. Like imagine they had to get a blockchain rep now. Like holy shit. But that's coming soon. For sure coming soon. Hit the like button. What's up, Earn It? My thoughts on sending it to Daddy Addy, to a dead Addy. Maybe it makes it fair that no one claims the burn credit. I guess so. But it doesn't. But that's what I'm saying though. It doesn't help the system. So like, it's actually like, it's stupid. Like that was the whole reason to get rid of the burn address or the dead address, was to get rid of the excess coins, because they stay in the market cap, and then they're just unreachable coins. So it's like, oh, I wish we could get rid of those coins in the dead address. Like that's kind of how I've always thought about it. I'm like, damn, I wish I can get to those fucking coins and get rid of them. But yeah, those fools just keep sending CBZen over there. Right? And then this is what it is. Like they claim that they're burning CBZen, but they're not. Like that's the whole thing. They're not burning it. So I just don't understand the logic. My personal thought though is that they designed this and didn't think to do it, or they designed it using AI, because AI, if you ask it to burn Zen and you don't understand, it's going to design a dead address. That's happened to me every single time I start a burn idea. The first code is always going to say send null, because that's just the internet. The internet has that as the burn process. I burn redeem is like a whole other contract. I don't actually know the history of it. I've never looked into it to see like when it came about, but it's just some sort of ERC or some soul contract that's just out there to remove all coin. Right? Burn coin, you send it to a null address. It's actually just a smart contract to get rid of everything, rather than a null dead. So that's like my whole little thing on that. Like now it's like, damn, now we're gonna have 1 trillion and they just gonna keep doing this shit. There ain't nothing we can do about it. And that's a fair market. I wish I could get I mean, imagine getting a hold of this Zen, bro. They're gonna have 1 trillion Zen just dead. Like, what? What? Bro, that's burn point. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one gets the credit though. It's like, what the fuck? Who died and made you the captain of no one gets the credit, you know? But I don't know. I have no clue. Ooh, we got a staker. He says, see you later. But yeah, that's like my little bits on this Tuesday. Maybe this doesn't need to be a crazy long stream. I mean, I understand that nobody understands Zen. So that's why it's really hard to get abstract with a group of others, because they hella clout, or they're not clout chasing. They just don't know what's next because they're not doing the work. And like, I can see now in the Zen world, we have a lot of people in our world that think they did a lot of work, but they actually didn't do anything. And it's nothing against them. Hold on, I gotta find this Phantom thing. Well, you can see it here on Polygon. So if I go to Polygon, Phantom sucks right now, because what I hate about Phantom is when you try to go to Phantom scan, it doesn't exist. So they're totally fucking everybody over there. You got to get with it or get lost. So again, I think this is a fail. I think this is failure. This is what failure looks like. But you could think whatever you want to think. Crypto Bro thinks Phantom failed its holders. This is not the Satoshi way. This is greedy crypto way. You bring everybody into a playground and tell them, "Oh, I'm taking my ball to a different court," and then they just gotta succumb to it. But yeah, you see their total transfers on Phantom was 13 million. Right, and people are still over there staking or rolling stakes. We got rolling stakes over there. Shit's crazy. But I heard they're about to delist this off of the centralized exchanges, and the centralized exchange has most of the Phantom. So I'm very curious to what's happening next for this. And this again, why I'm saying, like, no one is actually on Phantom. So that's anybody who is pro Phantom in the Zen world, and they're still like, "Oh, I'm in the Phantom," like low key, like that person, you don't want to listen to them because they're not in the current. Right, the current is where the fees are, or where the transfers are. So you'll see here, 12 million on Polygon, 12 million. It's significantly lower than CBZen at 122 million. The next one up, you would think, would be like, oh, Optimism's in, right? Like, oh, everyone should be like, you know, trying to get tokens, you know, for the burn or something, like, you know, it should be getting active. Oh, wow. Actually, damn. This one is active. I guess I didn't really look at this one. All right. I'm stunned. Optimism shot me again. So, man, Optimism just won't go away. I'm not trying to shill you, dude. What the fuck? That's pretty bullish, though. People making they made a bunch of this. They pumped this shit out of the G rank. And this, shout out to Optimism Zen. I'm like very stunned because this is the proof, right? The G rank is huge on Phantom, huge. That's a lot of transactions, but it's not, right? The G rank is really small on Optimism, so that's not a real. Again, G ranks are really, they're nice metrics for when you're in the world. But when you look at Zen and you say, I want the best, it's not going to be the one that had the most G rank. Like that one usually is exposing something in the background. And we finally have 2 actual Zen coins, or like I would say these are the 2 that you can look at, right? Like you can look at Optimism and Base and kind of see the story now, right? I think Base growing and keeping up the 8 years is just as bullish as Optimism playing, you know, cosplay Ethereum on Optimism. But all the other chains, like a lot of their transactions were creating Zen, but never using Zen, never staking, never burning. People just made the Zen and then they sold it. So, it's just 2 clicks, one to make it, one to sell it. And again, I don't think that really represents what Zen is. Yeah. So yeah, if you're on another chain that's not Optimism or Base, I would recommend leaving that chain and coming to Optimism and Base as soon as possible. And everybody is very hyped about Optimism, so that might be the main play. We've been saying this, like Optimism, obviously. I've just been trying to get everybody level-headed on Optimism. So OP's in. I know. See, that's what I'm saying. What up, Dank? I'm not trying to be bullish on Optimism, but damn, when you start doing research on it, it just always turns back on you. Like, you're pointing a gun, and that's, oh shit. Damn it, man. Now, I knew Optimism was pretty bullish when I started to see how much in sync it was with Ethereum's liquidity wave, and I was like, oh man, this is like simulating what it's like to grab a lot of Ethereum and watch and not have, or grab a lot of Zen in a low liquidity environment. But yeah, I'm in Optimism. I won't lie though. I'm in Optimism for the price play. That's it. Maybe that's another reason why it's hard for me to talk about Optimism, because I'm 100% sold on its price performance, but not on its like soul. Like the soul of Zen is in CBZen because of how cheap the gas fees are. So like I could, this is what I'm saying. I could see Zen coming out on X1 and CBZen being kind of like the blueprint of what it really is, right? And you might be able to have an EVM version of Zen and like the X1 home version of Zen, and you'll know how to divide the two, because you'll really comprehend it. Like, oh, that's just the cheap one for EVM. ETH is my store of value Zen, and then CB Zen and Optimism Zen is my money Zen, and then then Zen on X1 is like also a money Zen, but in the SVM, where like now I can, maybe that Zen is wrapped on Solana because it's easy to transfer. So like it's really, we're doing the Zen thing again, but now in Solana. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of hopium. It feels like a lot of pressure. We would need a crazy good price performance so that people get excited. Like we all know that Zen's gonna go up, but yeah, when that moment happens, a lot of euphoria will happen, and people will finally find the passion for Zen, and they'll see the minting formula for more of its power and its tokenomics, rather than again just looking for the next 40% up chart. Because when the chart's up 40%, nobody ever takes profit, bro. The chart's up 40%, you're not taking profit. You're gonna take a photo and put it on the internet and say the chart is up 40%. So that's the whole thing. 2 primary sources of power. Auxiliary power and storage are what I will have to run those nodes responsibly. Lols. Sell more Zen, please. I need a new floor every day. It's getting hard. I mean, they're selling ETH Zen though. Nobody wants to buy ETH Zen because nobody is on Ethereum. And then also now you have Titanx is still in all of the ETH thunder. People are like, oh my God. But yeah, this is time. You don't have to think of it as like, I don't know. I don't know what you want to think of it as. I still think it's burn point related. There are no burners on Ethereum, but you can make your own. So no one's holding you back from burning. You're holding yourself back because you're hanging on to the whole group narrative. But burning is a singular action because your burn is your burn. It's not going to actually affect the group. the group won't see disinflationary until a group burning action were to happen, like X burn. So this whole like expert is debunked burning. It's been 9 days and it's 100% a fact. You're the only person holding yourself back from getting exposed to XEN. And then right now the whales have control because you can only expose yourself at a dollar cost average type leverage, right? And I would say you're probably DCAing $100 or $1,000. So your DCA leverage isn't even enough to make an impact because the market makers are constantly they're keeping it up at $1,000, $2,000, right? So they're gonna instantly eat your $2,000 on Ethereum, and you're just gonna have to kick back and wait, right? So that's why I know ETH XEN is 100% market maker heaven. If you got hundreds of thousands of dollars, yeah, maybe you might want to check out ETH XEN because they actually have the liquidity for it. They have 40 Ethereum over here, and they're waiting for somebody to come drop in the next 30, right? It's not going to come from the core Xenians because they're developing and still trying to understand philosophically what is going on here. So yeah, I'm not really expecting any price. The only best or the other thing that's good about XEN on Ethereum is that the supply is very weak because we're pricing in 2024 disinflationary natural factors, right? Like people just weren't making XEN. So yeah, ETH XEN is in a good spot. It just needs the right exposure, but it won't really see that until Jack says something. But yeah, nobody has it, so you can start now. Like now is the chance to buy XEN and burn it, and then if it keeps going lower, you just keep burning it. And then what happens is at some particular point, it's going to turn around. And when it starts to turn around, you'll have the cheapest burn points. And you've done the opposite. Like you've captured the actual value in the burn, right? We're at the end here. So yeah, I don't know if it can go any lower because it's already tried for over a year. So this is the mindshare floor on Ethereum. I haven't even burned enough on ETH. I won't lie. I haven't burned enough. I need to burn some more. So that's why I'm in that dilemma as well. Like, why am I holding on to my XEN instead of just burning it? Here, let's look at ETH. Let's see how much ETH XEN has been burned. Well, I guess this is only going to calculate what is indexed here. But let's just see what's indexed here. I need to make a call button. What's up, Happy Go Lucky? That's funny. You still found the stream, dude. Don't you know that XEN is the next BTC? But yeah, you see, we're pricing in. Oh, so Yosef made this is like really sick. I love that Yosef made this. And you'll see right here, like this is the current state of our supply. It's been like this since the beginning of the year. And you would think I've been also thinking the same. And Yosef clarified this for us. Oh, what? I went out of the wave. Hold on. I gotta open it. But Yosef clarified this chart to us, saying that he'll see up here approximately 3% margin of error due to the 7-day penalty. So what it does is if you don't claim, it just keeps pushing your claim back on this supply chart. So that's why you'll see a mountain of supply, but once it's the days go by, you notice that nobody actually claimed anything. So I don't really know what that means as well. It might be like, deaf to the hype. Like maybe a lot of people have just left in general in XEN. Like how Happy Go Lucky's like, whoa, you guys are still talking about this, And it's like so natural that like, yo, yeah, everybody's out of here and they're not even claiming. So ETH XEN is very special in that magnitude of it's definitely disinflationary already. It's waiting to pop off. It just suffers because it's on Ethereum, and there's a lot of competition for what Zen is on ETH, right? I mean, X1's a banger. I don't even talk about X1 because you need to be in the validator chat reading about it every day. So then that way you can get it. You can understand it. But talking about Zen, this is like the beginning. So my whole thought is to half of the role of Crypto Bro is to get you into X1. Okay. And that's what Zen is going to do for us. Zen is going to get us into X1, and there is a lot of profit potential while we're doing this because it's a very expensive portal. It's a very expensive portal, right? These burn point tokens that you can create by burning your Zen is your way into the next generation, right? Then that's your free pass. So how you strategize, how you're doing that, yeah, you might want to be thinking, oh, I'm the biggest and baddest person in Zen because I waited to buy the bottom, you know, but what is the bottom if everybody buys with you and it's one giant pump, right? You're not going to be, I mean, you and everyone else is celebrating, right? The person who wins the hardest when that pump happens is the person that's burned the most already. And they're like, oh, sick. Yeah, like, cool, the price is going up. I have, you know, burned 5 trillion Zen and I have 5 trillion stakes, like, for the pump. Like, this is lit. This is sick, you know? Those are going to be really the winners. Everybody else that has this mentality that they're going to wait. Zen's down forever, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I get it, you know? And that's why, again, you're not doing the work. You're not seeing what we're seeing, and you could never understand it because you got to start from zero. It's pretty awesome, to be honest. It's a very awesome feeling knowing that not everybody gets to understand this. Like, this used to scare me, seeing all of these trillions in the staking, but now I'm like, okay, cool. It's actually good if it comes out because not everybody's gonna burn 1 trillion. So it is more likely that 1,000 wallets split up 1 trillion if it's sold at one time. And if the individual that sells it is like, they're mass production, so they'll only get a one-time mass production sale, or they have to strategize how they do it over time so they don't just hit zero on the first blow. So this is all making sense. It all makes sense. If you wait to burn, that's on you. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got, bro. We'll talk another time, but stay Zen, keep burning. If you want, again, if you want to get into X1 chain, you need to burn your Zen, bro. Burnzen.com. All right, it's CB Zen right now. It could be other Zens. We're just saying it could be because no speculation, no expectations, whatever. Just pull up, burn your Zen, get rewards.